Hi, my name is Nick Bentley, and this is my proposal assignment. Rodeo is a huge part in Canadian Western heritage. Many people would love to try it, but only few compete in it. The difficulties that we face is lack of communication, lack of information, and lack of facilities. It's simple as that. We just don't have the opportunities that southern states and such have to experience rodeo. Uh, that's why it's my mission to create a well-networked training rodeo school program. Um, With my history and connections in the rodeo crowd, this is easily a feasible and achievable program. That's why we are willing to bring forward a rodeo school that will allow all skill levels and all age levels to compete together and enter the sport and become part of this large family that we've created. Rodeo schools and clinic are becoming a more and more common event in Alberta and British Columbia and Saskatchewan. With intentions of attracting younger athletes, it not only allows them time to train and practice, but it gives them knowledge about the sport as well. These events tend to be hosted for rough stock events. Tend to be the cheapest because all you need is the equipment. You don't need to provide your own animal. All you need is your saddle, your bull rope, or your bareback rigging. Whatever you need, and usually whatever you need, it can be lended from people within the school or that host the school. Um, so with opening the opportunity to train and compete for all ages, we'll be able to bring back the sport and re-educate the community about what needs to be done and what we need to do to bring forward and make an evolution for the sport of rodeo. With many facilities around British Columbia and Alberta, they would be easily feasible across the summertime. Wintertime is our lack and our slack, and we don't have the opportunities. We only have 3 facilities. We have Brooks, Vermilion, and Olds, who have indoor arenas that have working chutes and everything so that we can actually buck animals and such like that. The area which we do need improvement, though, is networking and advertising. So some background information on this is the rodeo crowd is often described to as a crazy bunch of people. But we're a tight-knit family. Everybody helps everybody. That's why these schools are so successful, is because it's older athletes looking to make a change in the younger generations, and they want to move forward and show them the old ways, but also integrate what they're looking to bring forward. As a rodeo athlete and competing in both team roping and saddle bronc, with my strong understanding of the sport and connections to both pro rodeos and stock contractors, this is going to be an easily accessible event for all inspiring athletes. So our mission is to allow rodeo-inspired athletes to go from watching to performing, from taking them from the stands to the chutes. That's huge for me. It's opening up doors for people that don't think that those doors are there. That's the way I got into it. I happened to find a rodeo school, but it was word to mouth. That's the way all these guys do it. Not a lot of them work over the internet. It's just they hang up posters in arenas and such. But word to mouth can only take you so far. You can only get so many kids, and that tends to attract kids that are outside of the town, small towns. It'll get all those guys, but it won't get the big city because not a lot of people do it in the big cities, right? But what a lot of people don't understand is this does not come naturally. There is a lot of training involved. And so this is a way for us to give them training, but also educate them on injuries, injury prevention, and total prep, and then go with their skills from there and move forward from there. But it's getting those basics first that are the important part. So these programs can be put on all summer long. We have many outdoor venues, and there's 13 associations between British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. So we need to do one in every one of those associations, and it'll increase both the skill level of those associations, but also the amount of riders. One association out of Central Alberta, Chinook, their membership fee is $1 right now because they're struggling that much for people sign up. So they need riders, and this is a great way to open that up. So the fees and the travel time never tend to be the problem. We just need to work with their schedule. But it's getting people to know. There's a website ran by Ted Stoven called Everything Cowboy. It's a blog website. Tons of riders look at it all the time because it keeps up to date on standings and such like that. He'll be able to post this. He'll be able to advertise it, and that would be key. That's key because then people can finally see that. Then we can carry it word to mouth from there, but we need to get into the social networks. A very popular school that has been running for quite some time is called Sankey Rodeo down out of Texas. They run them all across North America, a couple in BC, usually one north and one south every weekend. So they cover the whole country pretty well. And they do all events. But their vision is taking people from the bleachers to the chutes. This just gives a sense of the barriers that they want to break. They want to take people who have the dream but have never been able to pursue it. So that's huge. Canada's produced some very successful cowboys. Tons of them go down to the States. They all end up in the States because that's where the money is. We don't have big enough or high enough paying rodeos in Canada to support them full time. So when they come back on the off season, this is what they do: is they run schools because it's such a huge profit for them. If they have proper sponsorships and proper funding and everything like that, and a good arena and enough advertisement, which is key, they're able to bring in potentially 20 grand in one weekend, 75% of which is complete profit for them. So that's huge. An athlete out of Pincher Creek, Alberta, Dustin Plundra, hosts one out of Millerville. And that's who I first started riding with, and I mean, you could see it in his eyes that he just wanted to be there because he wanted to move the sport to a new level. He wanted to push younger kids into being better, and that's what it's all about: is creating a difference, not only for yourself but for the sport. So overall, the rodeo scene needs something like this, but it just needs to be publicized so that individuals are able to compete and train. This will liven up the events and the amount of people that attend them, of course, right? With my family's history, both in hosting rodeos and competing in rodeos, and my grandpa has also used to work for Labatt's, and he used to do public relations for rodeos and special events. So he would be a key relation to bringing in sponsorship money, advertising, everything. He would know the people to connect us to that outside world, to bring in the money, the profits, the funding, and everything. So in the end, this program is being demanded by many athletes in the sport, with a high demand from individuals looking to compete. So by applying this program to the rodeo, we feel that this is a huge opportunity for both the athletes and the community. It'll create a huge satisfaction for everyone. So let us take you on a ride along this Western adventure. Let's go for an 8-second ride, and you'll be able to experience one of the world's most exhilarating sports. We just need to make it happen. Alrighty, that's all. Thank you very much.